So for those just joining us, welcome. You've not missed anything. We're just about to get started. So it's really nice to have everyone on the call. And I promise you this session is going to be amazing. This session is not going to be your typical, how to revamp your CV, how to optimize your LinkedIn, how to write a cover letter. This is going to be uncovering some winning strategies, right? And the next 1 hour, 30 minutes promises to be worth your while. So if you're on this call, and you know that you have a colleague, a friend who has been struggling to get a job, right? And you know they can benefit from a session like this. I would really love for you to give them an invite, right? I would really, really love for you to give them an invite. Share the link to this session with them and let's have them on the call, because at the end of the day, as a squad, the best thing when it comes to winning is when you're all winning together, right? So if you have colleagues, if you have friends who can benefit from this session, kindly share the link to the session with them. You already know what the session is going to be focusing on. It's going to be focusing on the smart job hunting strategies that you need to start using right now if you're in the UK and you're planning to get your first job in tech, right? Or you're trying to level up. Whatever the case, it is very important for you to take advantage of some smart strategies. Now, these are strategies that are not often talked about. They are not really out there, right? So I will be sharing all of this, and I'll be sharing it because it's not a textbook type of strategy. It's something that has worked for me also and has worked for our interns here at Amdari. And we know that if you also take advantage of this strategy, you're going to definitely get the very best out of it at the end of the day, which is the job, right? So I'd like to ask a question. I know people are still joining, but I mean, we're starting regardless, right? So I'd like to ask you a question. Ever since you started, searching for a job and all that, has it been any time where you feel like there is a secret club where maybe the job postings are shared and, there are just some people that get the first-hand information and then they go ahead to apply? Do you ever feel like that? Like you're wondering how you can also get that type of invite, right? Like, okay, is there somewhere where people get these job postings? Because I don't know. I've been applying through job boards, but it's still the same thing. Ghosted or unfortunately type email, right? So do you feel like, okay, maybe there is a secret club where all of these jobs are shared? Is there any time that you ever felt like that? Give me a thumbs up, right? Just give me a thumbs up if you can relate to that. Thank you, Olamide. Okay, who else? Who else? I'd really like you to indulge me. This session is going to be a very interactive one, and I don't want it to be like I'm speaking to myself alone. So I would really, really appreciate if we are communicating. Thank you very much. I actually saw the name, but then it has gone up before I could remember. So when it comes to, okay, thank you very much, Ifoma. So when it comes to applying to jobs, of course, you're refreshing your emails, you're refreshing your email every 30 minutes, wondering, okay, why is there no message yet, right? And I promise you, you're not the only one who feels this way. But there are other smarter ways to go about it, like I said, and that's what we're going to be looking at today, because there is a plot twist. And that plot twist is actually the smart strategy that can help you win any day, anytime. And that's the hidden job market. You need to know what it is and how to access it. Now, this session is going to be focusing on that because this session is going to be pretty much your access code, right? And like I said at the start of the session, we're not going to be talking about CVs or cover letters or 200 job applications. We're going to be talking about strategy and access, right? And essentially how you can take advantage of the hidden job market and land the job at the end of the day. So let me share my screen real quick. Okay, here. So give me a thumbs up once you can see my screen. Just a minute. Okay. So give me a thumbs up once you can see my screen. I'm about to share it now. Okay, so can anyone see my screen right now? All right, thank you, Afolabi and Ifoma. I already see my people, guys. I already see the people that are indulging and being very active, and that's Olamide, Ifoma, and the likes. So I would really, really love for you to engage me because you do not know if I will be giving something out to the most engaging person on the call today, right? So I think the screen is still loading. It's showing loading. Just give me a minute, please. So the session, like I mentioned earlier, is going to be focused on the smart strategies that you can use in landing a job in the UK, right? What are these strategies and how can you access it? Now, before we get further into this, if you're in tech and you're still struggling to get a job, by being in tech, I mean you've taken a course in tech, especially in data analytics, data science, data engineering, business analysis, project management, or cybersecurity. Give me a thumbs up. You've taken a course in all of these career paths. Give me a thumbs up. All right. Okay. Thank you, Yoshabel. Thank you, Kayode. Amazing. Thank you, Peter. So just keep it coming. I can see all of the reactions. Awesome. So you've taken a course in all of the career paths you see on my screen. Give me a thumbs up. You have not taken a course. Give me a thumbs down. So if you've taken a course, thumbs up. If you've not taken a course, give me a thumbs down. All right. Just give me a thumbs down. Indicate with the thumbs down if you have not taken a course. Okay. So far, just Tanya is here to take a course in all of these career paths. In any of the career paths. So does that mean everybody on the call has taken a course? Because I'm only seeing Tanya giving me thumbs down. So do we have anybody else? So you can just indicate. So Michael, I believe that's a thumbs up. Oh, Apolabi is here to take a course. Okay. You're still going to benefit something from the session, I promise you. Now, if this is your first time joining an Amdari session, type A1 in the chat. This is your first time joining an Amdari session, 1. If this is your second time, type 2 in the chat. This is your second time joining Amdari, type 2. This is your first time, type 1. Okay, so I can see the comment. Thank you very much, Ifoma. Okay, Nafisat is joining us for the first time. Yoshibel is joining for the second time. Yoshibel, welcome back. Okay, we have a lot of formats. I love to see that. Okay, so just keep it coming. This is your first time joining us, type 1. This is your second time, type 2. Okay, but I've seen a lot of ones, which is beautiful. Now, if you're still struggling to get a job, despite having knowledge in all of these domains, right? Despite taking a course, you're still struggling to get a job. Give me a thumbs up. You're still struggling to get a job despite the fact that you've taken a course. Okay, thank you very much, Alamide, Peter, and everybody. I see you. Amazing. Now, this session is going to help you change that narrative, right? You're going to go from being a job seeker to being a job-ready professional. Now, I would really like for you to stay with me till the end of this session, because at the end of this session, we're going to be doing something. We're going to be taking an assessment test. Now, this assessment test is going to help us test whether or not we're job-ready and what is blocking you. Now, at the end of the day, when you're able to diagnose exactly what the problem is, you can know what next to do, right? The next steps. Because for you to be on this call today, I promise you, you're doing what 98% of the other people in the job market are not doing, right? And that's one thing I always say. You need to go the extra mile if you want to stand a chance to get a job. This session is not going to be a waste of your time. Stay with me till the very end. We're going to be taking an assessment test together, right? It's just going to take us about 2 minutes or 1 minute. It's very short. Just, I think, 9 questions, and we're done, right? And at the end of that assessment, you will know exactly what's blocking you and the next step by clicking a button, right? That's how packed this session is going to be. Now, the focus of this session is going to be on the smart job hunting strategies, the hidden job market, and how you can access it. And like I said, this is not a textbook strategy. I have also benefited from this, honestly, right? And I'll show you proof of all this as we proceed. Now, at the end of this session, you will learn how to bypass ATS, recruiters, as well as keyword scanners, because this is mostly a blocker, right? This is mostly a blocker, but there is even a bigger blocker, right? Which is the 400, 500 other people in the job market as you, applying to the same job as you, right? But then how do you become the only competitor? It's not so hard. It's not so hard. And I will show you that real quick. Now, I've been talking without introducing myself. I will go straight to introducing myself right now. My name is Omawumi Victoria Samson, and I am one of the co-founders at Amdari. I'm a business and tech executive, and anything that has to do with human capital development, you will see me there. I am so passionate about helping professionals transition seamlessly into tech, because I have also been at the stage where I took a course in tech and then, seeing the different type of people that are applying to the same job market as me, it was a major blocker. There was no way I would beat such type of people. And I discovered that one thing they had that I didn't have at that point in time was experience and a robust portfolio filled with projects that had business context. I did not have that, right? And it was like, okay, these are my competitors. How do I also become this person, right? And I discovered that I wasn't job ready. And becoming job ready means applying to an internship, because who would hire me without having experience? And I need experience to get the job, right? So the easy way, right, the system that was lowering the barrier was actually internship. And then I jumped into it, and that really, really changed the story for me. That's why we started Amdari. And I promise you, like I said at the start of the session, this is going to be one session that would be life-changing for you. And I'm not just saying it because I just want to say it. You'd also see proof of people that joined the session like this, just like you're joining today, and they took the necessary step and they landed jobs in the UK, like with companies like Deloitte, Eclipse IT in the UK, just to mention a few, and even jobs with the civil service, right? So we would see what they did differently. Now, I've been able to help all these professionals and more to secure jobs in the UK. And I have also interviewed over 1,000, sorry, I've reviewed over 1,000 CVs in the last 8 months. And I promise you, I know exactly what recruiters want, right? And I will be sharing all of that. So it's going to be recruiters POV today. So I've worked in EdTech, film tech, as well as marketing. And I'll be bringing how all of this and me landing jobs across all of these industries has really, shaped my own trajectory as well. Now, one of the other co-founders that we have at Amdari is Ifemena Ipro. He's well versed in the data ecosystem. He has worked across data science, data analytics, even business analysis, and he has worked with companies in the UK, US, and Canada. And in the last decade, he's been able to help over 2,800 plus professionals to gain experience and also transition seamlessly and land jobs in tech in the UK. And like I said earlier, Amdari was birthed from a place of personal pain point as well. We've walked this path and we know exactly what recruiters want to see, and it's worked for us. So we said, why not share it, right? Why gatekeep when we can also create a platform that gives people access, just like we also had access. So Ifemena has worked even in the warehouse in the UK, and the story of most immigrants trying to navigate the space, the new environment, and also trying to get a job that can give you a good life, right? And how he was able to do that is also why we started Amdari. Like I said, moving from warehouse in the UK to leading companies and building companies, right? Essentially, and also helping more and more people who are immigrants in the UK. It's currently based in Canada, Alberta. And then last but not the least is Adeza Suleiman, also a tech expert with over a decade experience working across the data ecosystem. He has also been able to help over 2,008 professionals to transition seamlessly. And please bear in mind, whenever I say transition, I'm not talking come and learn. I'm talking learn, apply the knowledge, and get a job. That's the type of help that Amdari and with brains like Adeza, Ifemena have also been able to help people to get. So Adeza has worked in sports, financial services, edtech, energy, and automobile, and he's currently based in Alberta, Canada. He has also worked across the UK, US, and like I said, currently living in Canada. So if you're excited to be here today, please give me a thumbs up. If you're excited to be here today, please give me a thumbs up, because I am excited, and I promise you, I'm not even feeling so great today. So your energy is going to ginger me. Your energy is going to ginger me. Thank you very much, Ebenezer, and everybody who's giving me the thumbs up. I'm super excited to have you here. So, yeah, we're going to get straight into it. So all of the stuff I have packed together to make sure that you get the most out of this session. I hope you pay attention. I hope you stay with me till the very end. And I hope you really, really action all of the things that we will be discussing today. Now, fun fact, 80% of jobs are never advertised. I said something at the start of this. Do you ever feel like there is a secret club where, job postings are shared and some people just hear about it and then, how is Amdari hiring, for example? I've never come across a job posting by Amdari saying, oh, they need a data analyst, right? How is Google hiring? How is, some companies that, even startups, how are they hiring? I've never come across an ad by maybe Tesla saying they're hiring. How exactly are these companies hiring? It's insider information, and that's called the hidden job market. And like I said, I would show you how you can also access it as we proceed. Now, you also need to bear in mind that recruiters don't take long when reviewing your CV. So what are the odds, right, that your CV will be one of the CVs shortlisted? And like I said at the start of this, honestly, this session is not going to be about how you can revamp your CV, how you can write a cover letter, but how you can actually be the only person competing against yourself. Not you competing against 500, 700 other applicants, because at the end of the day, your major challenge is not even the recruiter or the fact that they scan your CV for 6 seconds. It's those 600 people with MBAs, experience working with maybe Google, applying to the same data engineering role that you're also applying to. What are the odds that you, who is fresh out of training, you're still trying to, get a job to even have experience? What are the odds that you will beat this category of people? Now, that odd is why we are here today, right? How you can, again, have that visibility and have that access. Now, I don't know if you've been asking yourself this question. I keep applying to jobs, but no one calls me back. If this is you, thank you, Olamide. Really, I like Olamide's energy. I like Olamide's energy. So if this is you, please give me a thumbs up. You keep applying to jobs, but no one calls you back. It's either ghosted, it's either unfortunately email, and all of that. Thank you very much, Nafisat, Apolabi, Mark, and everybody. Thank you, George. So exactly right. We're wondering why yet to get that call back. Like I said earlier, companies are hiring. I don't think you've ever seen a job posting of Amdari. Yes, you've seen ads from Amdari, you've seen messages from Amdari, but have you seen a job posting by Amdari like, oh, we're looking for a growth manager, oh, we're looking for a sales analyst, oh, we're looking for a product designer, oh, we're looking, all of those just job postings, they don't go out because there is something called the hidden job market. So the problem is not the fact that the jobs are not out there. It's not that companies are not hiring, because this is an established fact. Companies are hiring, but how have you been wired to look for this job? Please, emphasis on wired. How have you been wired? How have you been driven? How have you been pushed? How creative do you get when it comes to applying to these jobs, right? Do you just rely on job boards? Because I promise you, it is not enough. I, for one, I have never had to apply to a job board. Like, I have never had to, and that was why I said, this session is not going to be about, things read off of a text. There are things that have helped, and I've also seen other people in the space try it, and it has really helped them, right? So applying to a job board alone is not enough if you want to get a job fast. Emphasis on fast again. So how have you been wired to apply to jobs? Now, when you apply via job boards, which I said is not enough, okay, I only use job boards actually. I see now. Olamide, trust me, like I said, you will see how else you can, try applying to jobs. And at the end of the day, it's a strategy that really works. Now, when you apply via job boards, it shows you do what everyone else is doing. There are a lot of people. If you check out LinkedIn, for example, and you see a job posting, if you see it early enough, yes, maybe one or two persons have applied, but then you're not the only one still applying. If you see it early enough, like I said, but if you're seeing it 24 hours later, 2 days later, and like, you're either seeing 700 other people who have applied, 800, 400, 300. What's the guarantee that the recruiter will get to your CV? There is fatigue, remember, right? And not every company is using the ATS. Now, even when the ATS is even when they're using ATS and it's scanning and all of that, if your CV doesn't have the necessary skills and metrics and the GDPRs, right, that the ATS wants to see, the odds are still very much against you. So let's take a look at how you can remove this blocker, because it's a blocker. You applying via job board alone has major blockers. 400 other people who are applying with you, they most likely have ticked every other box, experience box. Like I said, people in the job market have different reasons for being in the job market at that point in time. Some people resigned from their previous job because they want a new challenge. Now they have experience. They've done interesting stuff, right? Now other people who have not even who are not in the job market because they resigned are either in the job market because they want to level up. All of these people are applying as well as you. So what are the odds? They have MBA, worked with Google probably, and they have worked on exciting projects that, again, you are yet to work on because you are fresh out of training. or you still don't have experience because you're still trying to get a job, right? So if you're applying this way to job boards, it's a losing strategy because your chances are very slim and you want to make the chance very high, right? That's the whole essence of this. So how you can do that, again, like I said, we're getting into that. Now, my colleague is dropping a link in the chat. It's for you to fill the assessment form. I'll be sharing a list of over 13, I think 133,000 jobs in the UK that are sponsoring. So if you would like to have access to this list of jobs, I would like you to fill the attendance form that my colleague is sharing. We will be sharing this list with you. Like I said, 133,000 plus jobs that are sponsoring visa sponsorship jobs in the UK, right? So I'll share that list with you. Make sure you fill the attendance form. My colleague just dropped it in the chat and we will send it to your email by tomorrow morning. It's not going to be beyond tomorrow morning. Now, let's talk about the winning strategy. Like I said, what is it about and what happens behind the scenes? Now, let's put on a different lens now. Recruiter's point of view. I would like you to be a recruiter for 1 minute. Before you fire somebody, right? You most likely already checked out mentally, right? Even if it's, let's not even say firing alone. When you're about to give up on somebody, you would first check out mentally, but you're still giving them maybe 1 or 2 benefits, like, let me still give them, a chance. Let me still see how it will play out. But then again, mentally, you already checked out, but you just want them to give you a reason to not take the necessary action or the decision you're about to take, which is letting go. In this case, firing somebody, right? So do you agree with me that before you take that action of letting go, you check out mentally? Give me a thumbs up if you agree. You check out mentally before you let go. Exactly. Thank you, Nafisa. So for you to check out mentally, imagine somebody else who fits the exact description of the replacement you want, reaching out to you at that point in time. I promise you, even though you are yet to let go of that person, you will give this person a listening ear. Am I right? You would listen to this person, you would, because you're about to look for a replacement, obviously. So if somebody is shooting their shot at that point in time, they most likely will get your attention. Do you agree? They will most likely get your attention, right? And if God helps that person, the person knows how to sell themselves and pitch themselves very well, you will definitely give that person a chance. Do you agree? Do you give me a thumbs up if you agree? You agree with me? Thank you very much. Awesome. So that's the same thing that happens with founders, with executives. Before they fire somebody, they most likely have checked out mentally. Now, there are different reasons why you would even have a possibility of needing somebody on board in any company, in any setting. And that's maybe the person resigned, right? Maybe someone resigned and they've given you notice of, okay, 1 month, 2 months, or whatever your company policy is. Oh, you need to give us a month notice before you finally, exit the company and all of that. People resign for different reasons. Some people are going for their masters. Some people are they're relocating to another country. Some people are, they got another job, right? Another obvious reason why people resign. Or there is underperformance. You have checked out as well. So whatever the reason, there is a moment, there is a period of like open window, right? Where you're looking for somebody to quickly, come on board so that that person who is leaving can help you onboard them and, the transition is seamless for the new person. Now that period, imagine you shoot your shot or you previously shoot your shot and the recruiter just remembers you. Now that's the hidden job market. I'll break it down like I said. The hidden job market is pretty much positions that are not published, but company is already talking about it. Company is already aware that there is a vacancy. Even if there is still an occupant of that role, there is still already a vacancy, right? Either they resign, there's still 1 month, or whatever the case, there is already a vacancy. That is the hidden job market. It is not published, right? So to increase your odds, when you're trying to get a job, you need to increase the volume of your intentionality. You need to be wired to applying to jobs differently, not through job boards. Now, if you're wired to apply to jobs differently, you will most likely be able to tap into this hidden job market. And you need to job search strategically. That's where this comes into the picture. Job searching strategically means making a list of companies you want to work in, right? Knowing and identifying them exactly. Now, this is the part where we're getting into how to access the hidden job market. Now, like I said earlier, if you would like to get a list of the different companies sponsoring in the UK, I will be sharing that list with you by tomorrow morning. But for me to be able to do that, I need you to fill the attendance form, and my colleagues will be sending out that email tomorrow. So if you'd love to have a list of over 133,000 companies sponsoring in the UK, please fill the attendance form. My colleague will be in touch. Now, how do you access this hidden job market? You can access it in different forms, right? You can access it via the direct approach. You can access it by targeting companies or by building relationships above, not amongst your peers alone. Networking amongst your peers alone is not enough. Yes, it's perfect for recommendation, but you still need to take it a notch ahead, a notch further, right? You need to network with people on a top level, and you need to build in public. Very, very important, right? Now, let's break it down. When you use the direct approach, I'm talking about shooting your shot. When you shoot your shot and connect the challenge of a particular company to what you have done before through a project, then it is very easy for you to get their attention. I'll tell you how I did this and how it helped me land my first job in tech just 4 months into my internship, right? Then you need to target companies. Before I shoot my shot, I targeted a company as well, right? Now, when you target companies and not just roles, you can easily send your DM to their decision makers. By decision makers, I mean their founder, right? Send the DM to the founder. They will not block your access, I promise you. But when you send a DM to the Instagram page of the company, the social media person is the one seeing your message. They most likely don't even know there is vacancy in product team, right? Or in another team. They most likely don't know that. So they might just, brush it off or ignore it, like, because the social media manager is focused on sales and focused on awareness for the company. So if your message is about looking for a job, they will not prioritize you. So please do not shoot your shots to the company's DM. Shoot your shots to the founder's DM via different platforms: Instagram, LinkedIn, and email, right? You also need to network, above. Do not network amongst your peers alone. When you network early enough, you also get to nurture relationship before there is a need, right? Because when you're networking, because right now you need a job, right? It's going to look desperate. It's going to look transactional, but you don't want it to look like that way, right? You need to start networking early enough. Who are those people in your space, thought leaders, that you will love to work with, or you'd love to have within, or you'd love to be within their radar, so that if there is an opening up, most likely you can even learn from them, right? Or you can even get some insider information from people like that. These are the type of people you need to make sure that you are within their radar. Now, building in public is also very important. You need to make your value visible by posting on LinkedIn. We're going to break all of this down. This is just like summary of everything, right? Like I said, this session is essentially so that you know the right actions and steps to take. You have already taken so much steps already in order to get a job. I mean, for you to even spare 1 hour of your time or 1 hour 30 minutes to be on this call, it means getting a job is very important to you. Am I right or right? Getting a job is like you're so tired of getting ghosted. Exactly. So I don't see a reason why at the end of this session you should not take action. And that was why I said earlier, how are you wired to get your job? For you to be here, you're wired the right way. I promise you. But I just want you to finish what you started. That's just what I would say, right? Being on this call, make sure you finish what you started, right? It's very important. You're wired the right way already. You've taken a course. You've gone ahead to even say, okay, how do I get a job? Why have I been struggling to get a job? What's blocking me? I need to, Darius having a session about this. I need to be there. Let me even hear something else. Maybe there's something I am not doing yet. And that's why we are sharing this knowledge, right? Most likely you're not doing this yet. Try it out. Now, I won't want you to now stop at just listening to Omowumi ramble for 1 hour, 30 minutes, and then you just go back, oh, well, yeah, back to, the usual. No, please don't do that, okay? So at the end of the session, I would like you to take some necessary actions. That was why I said we're taking an assessment test that would only take us 1 minute, right? And by the end of that assessment test, you can take the needed action that you need to take. Now, like I said, when you shoot your shot to recruiters, at the start of it, you don't know if there is an opening or not. You're just trying your luck. And what's the worst that can happen? They ignore your message, right? But that's not what you want. You want them to respond. Now, for them to respond, I will tell you what to do because I did it as well. Now, when you reach out when there is no opening, even internally, your attempt makes no sense. You feel like, they didn't respond and all of that. But remember what I said about building relationship early. When you start nurturing that relationship, by the time the need will arise, it will not look desperate, right? Because at this point in time, you've already created that, initiated that relationship and the conversation has already started. Now, companies know they potentially need help in an area because someone is underperforming. So when there is that point, when they get to that stage, then you come to mind, right? Or maybe someone resigns, right? Then you come to mind. That's why you need to make sure that, please, at the end of the session, in fact, I would like you to shoot your shot to a company or a founder that you're targeting. Remember, I said don't send the DM to their company account, send it to their founder. The worst that can happen is they don't respond, but that's not what we even want. That's not the result we want, right? Thank you so much. I see the reactions, guys. So when there is now an opening, you come to mind and all the efforts you've put in makes total sense. Now, how to get a response when you shoot your shot? Like I said earlier, the goal is to get a response. You need to have a decent profile. Now, when I went in for my internship, 4 months in, I mentioned that I shoot my shot to a founder and I got a job, right? Now, when I did that, before shooting my shot, I looked at my feed, right? Instagram and LinkedIn, and I said, do I look like somebody that this person is going to respond to? The answer was no. I promise you, because nothing about me being in tech was on my page. At that point in time, guys, don't laugh at me. I was deceiving myself. I wanted to become a musician. So everything on my feed was music related, right? And even photo shoots, everything was just music related. And here I am trying to get a job in tech, transitioning into tech and all of that. And then I said to myself, my feed does not look like a tech person. I don't think he would respond to me. Then I was already doing my internship. The internship exposed me to presentation. I gave a speech at my very first ever Google Developers Meetup, right? So, because yes, I started my tech career as a software engineer, right? So, yeah, thank you for that. So I started my career as a software developer. So I gave a speech at Google Developers Meetup. There was one time I also gave a speech on ethical hacking and all that. So I had to start putting this proof of what I was, because everything was just in my DM, right? In my folder. Like I wasn't posting it. I wasn't talking about anything about my career. I was just building, but not in public. And I was growing, but not in public. So the first thing, I deleted everything that had nothing to do with the new career I wanted to chase. And then I updated my page. I was, that meme right now that is, I think I see it a lot when people say that, oh, when you know that your boss views your status, then you now start posting things like, oh, me at work, I love my job and all of that. So that was pretty much what I did. So I had to just quickly update my profile, and I was putting stuff related to my career exactly, right? So I went from just on seriousness to seriousness. Oh, me speaking at a Google Developers Meetup. Oh, me at this. Oh, me at then doing a screenshot of my GitHub page, my code. I did that for 1 week. So 2 weeks later was when I now shoot my shot, because I have a plan, right? I wanted him to check me out and say, this girl is very wow. Like there is this proverb that your verse would say that so I was translating it for Yoruba people in the house. Give me a thumbs up. So in my head, I was like, if this person is not my team member, then this person should be in my radar, right? So that was the whole essence. I wanted to position myself like that. See me as that person that, no, this person has to be on my team. And that was what I did. So my profile was decent. Now, target the right people. Know the right people that you want to DM. I already had this person that I wanted to DM in mind. I saw them. I was like, I really want to work with somebody like this. This type of person will shape my mindset. This type of person will stretch me. I was seeing his posts, right? I was seeing the type of things he was talking about. High standard quality type of professionals. I wanted to work with people like that. So I was like, I will send this type of person a DM. I promise you. And then have the right message. I'll show you my message. I have a proof of everything I'm saying. I'll show you my message. So I went ahead. Okay, George says, I transitioned to tech, but I need practical experience. George, you're in the right place. I promise you, you're in the right place. So the next thing is I drafted my message. Remember my decent, I had a decent profile already, right? And I was shooting my shot 2 weeks later, not even immediately, no. I was so patient. I was like, I was waiting. So I shoot my shot 2 weeks later and I composed my message and I pitched my value in that one message. Like I just went ahead and I pitched my value and then I attached my GitHub links and even links to the things that I said I had built. And here is the message. I sent this message. Look at the year 2019, right? You can see I just decided to send you a DM because I find your post inspiring. I really look forward to probably working with you. And it says, work with me. That would be nice, right? I said, that's if you don't mind, sir. He now says, what do you do? Remember, my feed, my bio, everything was already carrying what I do. So I now said, I'm a web developer. I just completed Google Digital Marketing Skills for Africa, and I was awarded a certificate. So I'm currently trying to apply all I learned from the course by building an e-commerce website for my sister's business and applying the SEO and SEM strategies to make her business get in front of prospects. I am still a student though, final year computer science, and I am currently working on an app. It's my first mobile app development. So because of, I couldn't do a lot of screenshots, so I just captured these two. The first to show how I initiated the conversation, and the last one to show how I got the message. But in between, we had conversations like, I'm currently doing my internship. This is the link to my GitHub. This is the link to this app that I said I launched, right? This app that I said I launched. I sent him the link to it and all of that. So I sent him the link to my portfolio in all of that. And then everything in this conversation was from a night before and the next morning. The next day, he sends me this message, right? I mean, I shoot my shot. The rest is in God's hands, right? I've done the best that I can. I've pitched myself and all. I was just waiting to see what happens. Then I just went quiet. And then he sent me a message the next day, hi. And then I said, hi, sir. How's work? And then he says, how are you? I said, and he says, are you interested in the XYZ work? That's his company name, so I just brought it out. And I said, I'm fine. And I said, I'm interested 100%. And then he says, drop your number. After dropping my number, which is what I dropped here, he gave me a call. Now, that call was what sealed the job. He gave me the job right there on the call. This was a 2-minute call or so. I didn't meet HR. I didn't meet a panel of interviewers or anything like that. I got the job by the founders, just with the founders conversation. And he just added me to the group that same day, right? To their company's group, introduced me to the team. And that was just the start. Like, that was just it. And that was just 4 months into my internship, right? So that's why I say, if you think applying to a job board, and I promise you, they had an opening, like I said. Thank you very much, guys. So like I said, there are conversations in between that because of, spacing and all, I had to just. So the conversations in between was, oh, we're actually currently hiring for a product marketer, guys. And I said, I am the one for the job, sir. And he said, we need somebody aggressive. Again, I said, I'm the one for the job, sir, right? So product marketer, now look at the way it ties to this. A web developer, right? I am familiar with product. I built an app. That's a digital product. Now, I did Google digital marketing skills, right? I took a course in that, right? I was talking already about search engine optimization and search engine marketing strategies and the fact that I was already applying, right? So I promise you, it just went straight into, aligning with a vacancy that they had, which was the role. And this was me just, months later, not a few days later, by the way. This picture is from months later. Now, this particular job sponsored my relocation 7 months after starting and working. Olamide, thank you. So, I mean, that's the essence of this session, right, Olamide? So, my relocation was sponsored by this same company 7 months later, like after delivering consistent value. That's why I always tell people also, do not chase the sponsorship first. Do not just get your foot in the door. And I promise you, I didn't know the job was going to come with a sponsorship. I was just delivering value. I wanted to go from being that entry level to being a senior level professional. So I see your message, right? So it was an entry level role, but then not only was my employment confirmed 1 month later, but my relocation was also sponsored 7 months later. I was giving it my best. only because I just wanted to move from being entry level to senior level. I didn't know that I would get that senior level position and also get sponsored, my relocation sponsored. So that's exactly what happens when you apply the right strategy. And like I said, this session is not about what I read from a textbook. It's exactly based on my own personal experience and the fact that I've also seen people that this has worked for, right? So moving on now, I would like to show you a sample DM that you can send to a recruiter. Now, you can send a message like, "Hi, sir," from the example that I also showed you from my own DM. Let's say you've worked on a project, and please, please, and please, you cannot shoot your shot without having thank you very much, Wikipedia. Exactly. You cannot shoot your shot without having pitch that would show value. Please don't just shoot. You can see, I didn't know that there was something called product marketing. My knowledge of being a web developer and knowledge of being a marketer was what merged into the perfect role that they had an opening for, right? And I was deliberate with, just making sure that I did well. So you need to make sure that you have experience that will align with what they want. And I'll show you something real quick. Now, here's an example. "Hi, sir. I've been following your work at XYZ company." You remember that was what I did also. I said his work is inspiring, his postings and everything. And his posting was majorly about their job and their company, what they were doing. And I said that I would love to work with him. Exactly, Mark. So you need to say, "I have been following your work at XYZ company, and I really admire what you're using how you're using data to tell a story." Now, this is crafted for like a data analyst. Now, you'd say something like, "I recently completed a data project analyzing over 2,000 plus movies using Bechdel test. Is there any data analyst in the house that knows Bechdel test?" You're a data analyst, you know Bechdel test. If you don't, I would explain what it means and, how that works, right? Just a minute. So you compose your message as so and say, "Yeah, I would explain definitely, Farouk." So you say that, "Oh, you completed a project working on Bechdel test, and the project was about exploring how gender representation impacts both audience ratings and box office performance." Now, this is movie related, right? So you would say, "I found that films with balanced representation tend to have 12% higher ROI and stronger IMDb score." Now, what exactly am I, referring to by Bechdel test and all of that? So it's a kind of performance analysis that is done based on movies that are out there. So Bechdel test is just something that, or you go ahead and get, like, you can scrape the data from either IMDb or some platforms, and I would even show you an example of the one that I have here, right? So it's a test that you carry out to know the gender balance, right, in a movie. So do we have more male or more female? Now, in the case that we have female, is there any scene where this female did not talk about anything that has to do with male, right? So they carry out this type of test a lot, and recruiters find it very interesting. Imagine carrying out an analysis on something like this. I promise you, recruiters would see you as somebody that really thinks a lot. Like you go deep, because what the hell is Bechdel test, right? And you might be schooling them. Now, I would explain how this approach helped one of our interns at Andari to land the job. I'll show you by playing a video for you real quick, right? So like I said, the Bechdel test is just pretty much, them finding out about that type of analysis, gender balance and all that. So you just draft your message like that, compose it and say, "I'd love to bring the same level of analytical storytelling and insight to your team, finding patterns others might miss," and, yada, yada. Now you've been able to merge what you've done before with how you can deliver such value to them, right? And if you would even love to carry out such tests, you can do that. Like I said, the Bechdel test is pretty much something that helps you to analyze the gender balance in a movie. And if you're analyzing, was there a scene where women and women were talking and nothing about, no conversation about the male gender was had. So that's just what the test is about. Now, here's an example. And again, like I said, if you'd like to get a link to this particular data set, I will be sharing that via the email that my colleague will be sending out tomorrow. So just make sure that you fill the attendance form and we will send you this. So the Bechdel test, you can also carry it out and try it. And, it's an amazing project you can have on your CV. What this helps you show is the fact that your data sourcing skill is top notch, because how on earth are you able to even think like this. And honestly, you need to be that person that thinks in a way that recruiters would say, okay, I'm hearing about this for the first time. You're schooling them. This is your field. You should know more than anybody, right? In maybe on a panel or even a founder, because I can start a company today and I need a cybersecurity professional. Guys, I introduced myself earlier, right? There was nowhere in my introduction where I said I'm a cybersecurity professional. So imagine me bringing on board a cybersecurity person that talks about so much things that schools me, and I'm like, okay, okay, I think you're well grounded. And I'll show us an example, like I said. So it shows that your data sourcing skill is top notch, because imagine thinking like that and coming up with a Bechdel test. So this is me giving you a cheat sheet, right? So then it shows your analytical thinking level, your storytelling capacity, because there is no way you would not tell a deep story with such a test, right? And then your visualization would be top notch, because you're sourcing data from platforms like IMDb and a couple of others that, like I said, I will be sharing via the email that will be going out tomorrow. Then social awareness, again, talking about this type of social conversation is also beautiful, right? So when they see such, they will be impressed by you. Now, I said something. I said one of our interns have actually been able to also get a job using this approach. These are things that we teach our interns on a day-to-day in the course of their internship, through mentorship sessions, giving them all of this insider cheat code. Exactly. Thank you, Mark. Giving them all of this insider cheat codes and how they can also take advantage and get a job. And that's one thing that worked out for Sandra. Now, when Sandra shared her experience and how she got a job as a GRC special analyst, I was like, okay, that's amazing. She said they had never heard something like GRC before, because the role was for a data protection role, right? And she got the job. Now you can see on her LinkedIn, it says that she's working with Amdari as a GRC analyst. And she got a job. She started just in March and she got a job last month. So imagine the duration of when she started her internship at Amdari. So the same, approach that we use that helped us to get a job, we're using it for our interns, and it's helping them get jobs 2 months into, not 2 weeks, not 2 weeks, 2 months into the internship, 3 months into the internship. And we even have people that got jobs 7 months into the internship. And let's hear from Sandra real quick, right? Like I said earlier, Sandra used this approach also, and she was able to land a job in the UK. And the recruiters were super impressed with her and how that really helped her out. So I'll play a video from Sandra. We'll just hear that part, right? We'll just hear that part real quick. So I'm currently loading the page. Just give me a minute. So we'll just hear, these are just more people that have gotten jobs and we've interviewed in the course of the internship. But let's hear from Sandra real quick, okay? So I'd like us to hear how exactly she was able to sell herself, and the fact that, okay, she has done this before, and this was how she was able to get the job. I don't know why it's taking too long to play, but I think I would most likely come back to it if it's going to delay us, because I don't want to keep you guys waiting for too long. But I think it's coming up right now. So yeah, like I said, right? So these are ways that you can use cheat codes like this, and this is just one of so many that you get in the course of mentorship that comes with the internship program at Amdari. So while the video is still coming up, let's just proceed. I'll come back to our video. Again, I want us to just hear from her and how exactly this cheat code really helped her to get a job. So I'll come back to that video real quick. All right. So here's an example of a project that our interns work on. It's a waste protection. Okay, I think it's coming up. Few months into the program.
Okay, it feels
All right. So I just want to move you to that part where she talks
like
about when you talked about this project, when you show them
yeah.
how much of experience and exposure you've gotten. So what was their reaction like?
Honestly, one of the directors of the company told me that she would like to know more about, what this GRC is all about. After I had talked about it, because it's a data protection firm, so that's what they focus on. But I was talking about GRC and linking it to cybersecurity, data protection. So she's like, she needs to know more, like maybe something that the firm can start doing actually, because the way I spoke about it, like, I mean, it was really, they're very interested in knowing what it's about. So I think the experience so far has helped me to actually talk about it well and present myself well. So yeah.
Okay, okay, fair. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, that's like you even got getting an opportunity to lecture them more about that field.
Exactly.
So I think
Exactly.
that's beautiful.
All right. So, like I said, I just wanted us to hear that part. Now, you can see how exactly she talking about GRC and tying it to data protection helped her to get the job because they got, interested, and she was like, oh, okay, she would like to learn more. So, you get how that worked out for her, right? Give me a thumbs up if you heard everything in the video. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Okay, thank you very much. I want to be sure that we're still here, that we're not tired, guys. We're going to be, wrapping up shortly. Right, Kayode. I mean, why wouldn't I blush? It was a beautiful testimonial, right? I mean, being able to, get a job with such, experience and talking about it was just mind blowing. So this is an example of a project that our interns have worked on. This is a submission by one of our data science interns. It's a waste classification machine learning project. Now, this project was created. All right, thank you, Joshua. So this project was created for a company in the UK, right? You work with actual business challenges in the course of internship at Amdari. That's just one thing I need to mention. So this person created this project, and I would also be linking the link to this particular landing page as you see here. So this project just allows you to pretty much classify a waste, right? So is it a plastic related waste? Is it metal? Is it organic? And all. This particular one is organic, and this was the result that was out. This was the output of the result, right? So what the interns used in working on this project was actually machine learning models, and they used tech stacks like TensorFlow, Git, and also Hugging Face, right? Imagine having a project like this, like you see on my screen, and going for an interview or shooting your shot, and you're able to actually show them and talk about a project like this. Recruiters would be impressed, right? So, and having this vast knowledge, right, when it comes to what you've done and how you've done it, that's one thing I need to tell you when it comes to all of the projects that you will be working on at Amdari. So let's proceed, right? So essentially, this was built by an intern at Amdari, and this was actually the tools that they used, right? Thank you very much, Ido. Thank you. So this is Jerry. Jerry was able to land a job in tech by going beyond Bechdel test as well and applying strategically. Now, here's an example. Jerry sends this message to his team lead, Emeka. So Amdari internship gives you access to working with team leads. So you have different team leads that you're working with. If you're coming in as a data analyst, you have a team. If you're coming in as a data engineer, your team lead is different. You're coming as a GRC specialist, so that's how it works. So he sends this message to his team lead, Emeka, and he says, hi, Emeka, I just wanted to officially let you know that I have landed a data analyst role within the civil service, and it's a level promotion too. I was asked to prepare a presentation on any data analytics project. I edited and submitted our first project. It saved me a lot of time and gave me confidence. Now, what this tells you is the fact that his assessment test, he submitted one of the projects he worked on at Amdari. Now, this project makes you come across as, someone that has done the extra, and you're now tying it to an actual business problem. That's why I said he went beyond the Bechdel test. And the Bechdel test is a very perfect project, right? In the sense that it shows your data sourcing skills, it shows your thought process, it shows how deep and detailed you are, right? But then imagine now having more projects that is now tied to actual businesses across the UK, where you can talk about the metrics and the results you were able to get, right? And again, tying it to actual companies. That's one thing that sets our interns apart. So beyond just practice projects, beyond random projects, you get to work on projects that helps you stand out. And that's what he did. And then he said, I also spoke about the SQL project when they asked about data acquisition. The more projects you have, the better your chances, because that is showing vast knowledge, that is showing, major exposure in the field. And that's just how he was able to secure the job. And I remember having an interview conversation with him also. If you just like to even hear more from all of the interns that have gotten jobs in the course of this internship, we will be attaching the link to the testimonial page, so you can also listen to them, how the internship has helped them and all that. Now, everything I have been saying is there are strategies that are applied by super smart and intentional people. So I need you to try this today. Fall under the category of intentional people and smart people that apply strategically and, just have a different way that you're wired when it comes to applying to jobs, right? Again, remember what I said about being wired. How are you wired to apply to jobs? So when you shoot your shot, you have no competition. Imagine when I sent that DM to that recruiter, that founder that hired me. I'm sure I was the only one that did that, right? And fitting into that career path, what are the odds that I have other people sending him a DM at that point in time that fits into that perfectly, right? So that is exactly how this approach will help you. You get to be the only competition. Nobody else is competing with you. I promise you, you will get their attention. Don't forget to make your profile decent. Now, how you can have a decent profile is when you indeed have worked on projects, have worked in a situation that allows you to have things to talk about. And honestly, internship was what helped me. And I highly recommend internship for you as well. And Daniel, to answer your question, it's still, the approach of internship, but there are steps. Have you taken a course? Just like the question I asked at the start of this session. And I'll get to that, exactly how you can get into data governance. I'll get to that. Now, when you also shoot your shot, it shows zeal. You are different from everyone else. There is that ginger that is backing you. There is that, you are wired differently. That approach shows some sort of, soft skills that recruiters would want to see. Imagine the recruiter telling me that, oh, I'm actually looking for somebody to fill this role at the moment. And I was like, I'm the one you're looking for, sir, right? And I was like, and he went, I need an aggressive person. And I said, that's still me, right? So that shows you exactly, it's going to give that recruiter an insight into the type of person that you are. Because honestly, let's say Peter sends me a DM, I would applaud his courage, right? I would applaud the fact that he's going this extra to get a job, right? That's something worth commending, and it grabs the attention of recruiters a lot. Now, it's a sign of proactiveness. That's it. And it's a sign of passion. And you have the tendency for, commitment and dedication. And I mean, using myself as an example, honestly, was I not committed and dedicated? And that was why I was able to, move from, the stage I was to the stage I mentioned at when I was explaining this. Now, I need to tell you that recruiters actually prefer this approach more than anything. He didn't have to post anything. And oh, I forgot, the person that was occupying that role was going for NYSC that year. So she was resigning from their company that year, and she was moving on to something else. So that was how I was able to move on to that role, right? And one thing I can tell you is the job was not posted, it was not vacant, it was not available. I just shoot my shot and then look at God, right? So you wouldn't know, you just need to try. So this helps recruiters save time and money by avoiding full recruitment process. It is a better approach. They also reduce risk by hiring someone who is already trusted. Now, he got to, converse with me on a level. He called me, we had a conversation. That's very human-centric, right? That's not extra professional. That was so unconventional. And that would help him even get to know me better, right? Not on a so formal, level, or even other level, right? It was like, oh, are you in Nigeria? Where are you located? And all I was like, yes, I'm in Nigeria, and all of that. And that was how the conversation started. I said, I hope you don't mind. I would like to work remotely. I was still forward with everything. I was like, because I thought he was going to mind. Oh, well, where in Nigeria are you and all that? I was like, I hope you don't mind. I'll still, and he was like, yeah, sure. The remote is still fine and all that. So it's also a way for them to easily build roles around the people, not the other way around. Look at the product marketing role that I mentioned. Now, that actual vacancy was not exactly a product marketing vacancy. It's just that, okay, that person was functioning as a marketer for them, but because of my own product background, they had to oh yeah, we would onboard you as a product marketer and all of that. And that was how we started. Now, what's the post-match strategies and why does it matter? First things first, the hidden job market. You need to crack it, right? Where most UK job huntings, jobs are hidden, right? Now you need to shoot your shot. That's another strategy. I've talked about this, right? I've talked about hidden job market. I've also talked about your portfolio being greater than your CV when I showed us all of those projects, Bechdel and the likes, right? And I also mentioned building in public, right? Posting and having a decent profile. Why do they all matter? That's what I want us to talk about. Now, for you to crack the hidden job market, it matters because 80% of jobs are never published on job boards. They are filled via referrals, recruiters database, or internal moves. Internal move was the one I did, right? Sending a DM. So if you are relying on only LinkedIn job ads or job boards or indeed.co.uk or read.co.uk, you are not really using a winning strategy, right? Yeah, it's possible you get a job via job boards, but what are the odds, right? Like it's not as wide as when you take advantage of shooting your direct shot, right? So the other one is when you shoot your shot. It matters because recruiters are the gatekeepers, but they won't think of you if you're not in their radar, right? So you need to identify UK recruiters, shoot your shot to them. But the best person, the best recruiter to shoot your shot to is the founder, right? Send them a DM, attach a one-page bragging document or something, or you can just type it. But I would advise you type it. Just brag in DM, type it. Don't redirect them anywhere. If you're redirecting them, let it be that you're redirecting them to your portfolio, right? And Amdari even has a free portfolio website that you can use in building your platform. Sorry, you can use in posting your projects, right? A free portfolio website, and you can have access to it for life. You don't pay a dime, no restrictions, nothing. You can import even external projects. You can even link your GitHub to that Amdari project portfolio website, right? You can link your GitHub to it. That's how robust it is, right? You can have details about you, how they can contact you, everything, and I'll show us what that looks like real quick. Then the portfolio is also very much greater than just CV. A lot of people would say, oh, I have certificates. No, your portfolio is better. Oh, my CV, your portfolio is way better, right? Yeah, Tanya, I would attend to that. But I promise you, the odds is that you need to make sure that you have a decent profile, right? They will open your message when you do this. Send it to them on different channels. I sent it to him on Instagram and LinkedIn. You naturally want to do LinkedIn because, oh, that's the professional platform. He didn't respond to me on LinkedIn. He responded on Instagram. So you need to know what platform they are most active on and make sure that you don't rely on just that. Because if they are super active here, I promise you, they might have a lot of DMs. Now, the odds for them to open your message is have a different portfolio. Sorry, a decent profile. I revamped my own. I made sure that I looked like that person that they will want to respond to, right? So when you do that, and I said it was easy for me because I had proof from my internship, the speaking engagement, the project, the GitHub, the yada yada, I had it all, and I was able to put it on my feed, right? So you can actually get them to respond when you do that. And don't shoot your shot to just one person. Don't shoot your shot to just one person. Or in my case, it was just one person. But again, use different channels, right? So how you can create your portfolio. Stephen, I'll show you real quick. So we'll be wrapping up in a few minutes. So for your portfolio, like I said, you need to be able to build one using the Amdari website. Or when you even use GitHub, you can still link it to Amdari portfolio website. It's a free website for you to use. And I know that there are other ones also. You can still link your Notion your Notion link to the Amdari portfolio. You have access to it, right? So each project that you work on equals a problem solved, equals an action taken, and equals results gotten for an actual business. That's what you get with Amdari. And make sure you document it on LinkedIn. Now, when you document it on LinkedIn, you're building in public. How you get people to even open your DM, which is what Tanya asked, is exactly when you document on LinkedIn. What do you look like on LinkedIn, right? Do you look like that person that they would want to respond to, using that Yoruba analogy that I used earlier, right? So are you that person that they would even want to be associated with? Oh, this person seems knowledgeable. This person posts like a thinker, right? You're already thinking like a leader also. When they see you position like that, it's easy for them to want to respond to you, right? So you're not looking like you're begging for a job or begging for scraps, right? You know your stuff and you own your space. That was honestly what I did. Now, here's an example of another person that gained experience and built social proof on LinkedIn, and he got a job with Deloitte. Now, take a look at his profile. Shows that he worked at Amdari as an intern between March 2025. Now, his profile says project management consultant. As an intern at Amdari, we don't call you intern. No, we call you consultant. The reason is you'll be interning with Amdari for 4 months. Now, within that 4 months, you're working on 5 to 6 projects. That is 5 to 6 different businesses. That is 5 to 6 different industries. So that's solid for you, right? So when you have all of these projects, we say, please do not hide it. Make sure you talk about it, talk about the businesses you're impacting on LinkedIn, brag about it, post about it. That's how recruiters can spot you. Now, he got the job and sent a message to his team lead. You can see his team lead dropped a message for us and says, my intern landed a PM job at Deloitte, right? And he shares their chat with us. One name, which is brother in Igbo. He says, brother, I just got a call from Deloitte that the interview was successful. Starting onboarding in August. To God be the glory. Good morning, sir. And his team lead says, brother, this has made my week. Congratulations. And he says, now you do pass. Up Amdari, up Mr. Brown. So you can see what we're saying, right? Build in public. It makes it easy for you to get a job, right? And social proof is, so that brings me to social proof, which is still building in public. Now, people hire people they trust. When they see the different things you talk about, they will be able to trust that you can do the job, right? Thank you very much, Mark. They will be able to trust that you can do the job. But when you're not positioning yourself, they will doubt, right? They will, Tanya's question again, they won't respond, honestly, because what are we going to? This is just another, desperate job seeker. Don't be that desperate job seeker. Be a problem solver. And when your profile says it and you pitch your value to them in the DM, they will respond. So how you get them to respond? Use different platforms. Have a decent profile and make sure that your message is crafted right. They will respond. Now, this is screaming, it's possible. Thank God I attended. I'm glad you're here, honestly, Olamide. Now, building in public, this is an example. Again, like I said, anything I talk about, I have proof of how it has worked for me. Look at the year 2021. This was a DM sent to me on LinkedIn. This is also 2021. Remember, my first job was 2019, right? After my internship, right? Now, they sent me a message. Of course, this is my account, Mommy Victoria Samson. So they sent me a message. Hello, Victoria. My name is XYZ. I lead the technology team at XYZ company. We're currently looking to hire a product manager, and your profile caught my attention, my interest. Is this something you would be interested in? If yes, I would love. I look forward to having a conversation with you. If not, perhaps I could get a recommendation. Take a look at what they said here, and take a look at get a great recommendation. If I am already occupied with another job, I know somebody who is good like myself that I can recommend for them. That was what I did. Now, because again, this message came in July, this message came in January. We're looking for a professional, highly motivated, detail-oriented web project manager. So you see, this one is web project manager, this one is product manager. Both managing products, right? Digital products. So it's just companies' role title that is different, right? Now, you can imagine what I was posting on my LinkedIn for me to get messages like this from recruiters, right? Now, this message came in, and this was the job I took because it came earlier, right? So this was the job I took. This was for a German company, German-Nigerian company. This company is also very big now. Like, it's a dream company, right? Like, I promise you, this company is a dream company right now. So, when she sent me this message and all of that, then she went ahead to share more details about how I could, reach them and all of that. And then I respond, thank you for reaching out. Can you tell me more about the role and all of that? And we got on a call and I met with their CEO. That was the next conversation. And I got the job, right? So I took this job because it came in earlier. I didn't take this job because I was 6 months into this one. You can see the timestamp. But then this recommendation. So you see what I mean by hidden job market. Recruiters are looking at you. When they reach out to you because they see you are solid, even if you don't take the job, they expect you to have somebody as quality as you. He wants, and I gave him the recommendation, right? Because again, I couldn't take the job. So when we say that recruiters are actually looking out for people, they don't have to post. They don't have to. They have opening, and they never posted it. They never posted it. And I didn't take the second job. So the hidden job market is not some mystical land of hidden jobs and all. It's just jobs that are not posted. Now you need to understand that if the right person comes along, an employer will go for them, honestly. And if the role is not even available, like in the sense of being available, they will create that opening. The intern at Amdari that got that data protection role, that's the video I played for us, the GRC professional that got the data protection role. And the recruiter said, I would love to learn more about GRC. This is the first time I'm hearing about it. Do you think 1 month, 2 months down the line, they will not create a role around her? Do you think they won't? If you think they will, give me a thumbs up, right? They are hearing about it for the first time. They are a data protection company and they find it very fascinating and they wanted to hear more. And she got the job. as that data protection person. But do you think if she delivers value, they will definitely create a role around her. That's what happens. So please shoot your shots today. That's my challenge to you. And before you shoot your shot, I will like for us to take an assessment test, like I mentioned. So I'll drop the link right now in the chat, right? I'll drop the link right now in the chat. It's a very, very easy step for us. So just click on this link and it's very, very easy. Just click on the link that I'm dropping right now. So the page is loading. I don't know why this is taking, okay. Okay, so I would like us to take this assessment test as well on the call, right? So when you click on the link that I dropped, you will be redirected here. Just click on Start My Free Assessment. It's very easy. You'll be brought to this page. Start your assessment. Again, super easy and straight to the point. So once you click on it, I think it's loading. Just a minute. So once you click on it, you would. Okay, so I'm seeing your messages, Olamide. I'll attend to it shortly. All right. So, but I would like us to. You can see it's just about 7 questions. So I'd just like us to take it. So the first question is asking if you've taken a course in any of the career paths you see here. Data analytics. The question I asked us at the start, right? So if you've taken a course, click yes. If you have not taken a course, click no, right? So you've taken a course, click yes, like you see. So which career path have you taken a course in? Just click on the one that applies to you, right? So I'll click on any cybersecurity course for me. If you're taking a course in, just let me take project management. I mean, that's my path, right? So click on any career path that applies to you and click on next. So once you click on next, you'll be redirected here. How many projects are currently in your portfolio? If it's 0, click on 0. You don't have any projects. If it's 1 to 5, so whatever number applies to you, select it. And do you have a professional portfolio showcasing your work? Like, do you have a portfolio with on GitHub, on Notion, or do you have a professional one? Or even something like Amdari portfolio website, right? If you do not have, click on no. You don't have it. If you have, click on yes. Then click on next, right? And on a scale of 1 to 5, how confident are you that your CV matches job descriptions in your field? So depending on your scale, on your confidence rate, just select it. And is your CV keyword optimized for the ATS? So whatever your answer is, click it's a yes or it's a no. Is it optimized? No. Is it optimized? Yes. So select that and click on next. Now, do you have an optimized LinkedIn profile that highlights your skills and achievements in preferred career path? So you want to get a job as a data scientist. Is your did I drop the link? Oh, I just realized, did I drop the link? Okay, oh, I didn't. So let me drop the link again. Sorry about that. So I'd like you to take these steps that I'm showing us. Yeah, I just realized. So I've dropped the link. Yes. So this is the link. So just click on the link. I just dropped it. Sorry, Chukwemeka. I just dropped it. Yes, sorry, Yoshibel. So I just dropped it. So just click on it. So when you click on it, you just see those steps I took. Just follow those steps and you will be, yes. My colleague also just dropped it again. So just click on it and just answer the questions as it applies to you, right? I'm still here with you. I'm not running away, right? So do you have an optimized LinkedIn profile that highlights your skills and achievements in your preferred career path? If it's a yes, select it. If it's a no, select it, right? So do recruiters reach out to you on LinkedIn? Often, sometimes, never, right? Whatever it is, select it. And do you have at least one professional or organizational reference in your preferred career path? Meaning, do you have somebody that can give you reference in a career path that you want to get a job in? Let's say you want to get a job as a data analyst. Do you have a company that can give you reference that, yes, you worked as a data analyst? If no, click no. And do you know how to use seat approach to sell yourself in an interview? That's tell me about yourself, right? If it's a yes, click it. If it's a no, click it. On a scale of 1 to 5, how confident are you in applying seats, right? Select it. And last question, do you know how to use that approach? If it's a yes or no, select it. And on a scale of 1 to 5, just select the one that applies to you and submit your assessment. Once you submit your assessment, click on get my results, right? Then type your name and your email and your phone number and your country of residence. You can just say either Canada or wherever you're located. Just select it and get my results. That is all. Get my result, and you will see this on your screen. Can you see this chart? This graph that you see here, it's showing you your performance. And then when you click to read feedback, you will be able to see how you performed. So my score is 39 based on all of the things I have selected. My score is 39, right? Yeah, you can select the career path that you have training in. Ademola, just select. You can only select, oh yeah. Okay, so that's a feedback. Thank you, Ademola. Just select one for now. Select one for now, but it's good that you gained skill, right? So that's a good feedback. Thank you. So just select the career path and follow all of the steps. Now this is your results page. You can see that for me, because I've taken a text skill, I get 8/10. I can still read feedback about my performance. My skills are strong but risk stagnating. So this is a recommendation. Stay sharp with continuous learning and niche specialization. So the action I need to take is to speak to an expert at Amdari on how to get started with an internship. So you click on start here and you can book a clarity session with us and we will have a conversation with you on how. So someone was asking me in the chat earlier, right? A lot of work to be done, Joshua. I can't believe what I'm seeing now. What I saw is not my result. Apolabi, I'm sure there is an action that we can take to fix that result so that it is what you want, right? So, but that's the beauty of this, right? So the result, you can see the result, even though I was just selecting anything, but this is my result, right? So for LinkedIn optimization, you can see for portfolio, for example, I got 4/20, and this is my recommendation. Amdari provides internship with business projects, right? And I was recommended to take an internship program, right? So just make sure you take the necessary. Peter, how can you score 0? How can you score 0? Farouk, you scored 16. Please, guys, I'd really like to know what people are scoring. At this point, I want to know what you all are scoring. What did you score, guys? I think this is interesting. What did you score, please? I would like you to type it in the chat. Let's see what people scored. Even got okay. Someone got 36. Someone got wow. That's interesting. That's really interesting, Whoa, Boluwati first scored 56. Amazing. Please keep it coming. I would really love to see what we all score at the end of the day. Awesome. Because my CV is entirely not online with data science. Okay. So like I said earlier, right? Just a minute. Like I said earlier, it's just make sure you take the necessary action. Joshua scored 70. That's beautiful. Well done, Joshua. Martha scored 63. Olajumoke 65. Peter 37. That's really awesome. So minus 70, Joshua. What? Okay, I did young. I'm just in your minus. How are you scoring minus 70? That's hilarious. So, like I said, make sure you take the necessary action because at the end of the day, we want you to move from what you've scored now to getting something better. On a lighter note, though, yeah, I get you. I understand totally. I know there is no minus. I know there is no minus. I know. So yes. So I would really like for us to, in fact, you can take a screenshot of your current stats, right? And by the time you've taken the necessary action, let's see what you score at the end of the day, right? Let's see how you move from the 10 that I'm seeing, the 0 that I'm seeing, the all of that to having 100. At the end of the day, this is what helps you get the job, right? Thank you so much, everyone, for participating in this assessment test. You guys made this session interesting. I'm really having fun. So let's proceed, right? So we've taken the assessment test. That's the first step, right? Now let's see what the World Economic Forum is saying about career paths that are in demand. So, George, how are you scoring 8? Nafis at 45. You're not even on average yet. So, what are those career paths that recruiters are consistently hiring for? You shouldn't have a reason for not getting a job in this career path, right? And this is it. You can see data engineering is in demand, data analytics is in demand, data science is in demand, cybersecurity is in demand, right? So you need to know that if you're not getting a job, it's a strategy problem, and that's what we're fixing. That's why we're taking this assessment test. For those that are still taking it, please proceed, right? I'm still seeing some scores shared. Lucky said he scored 18. Jimmy said he scored 51. Jimmy said 51. Chidima 55. So please keep taking the assessment test. Like I said, the reason why we're doing this is to make sure that we're able to tell you exactly how to fix the problem that is blocking you from getting a job, right? And learning is not meant to be boring. The process or the stage to getting a job is not meant to be boring, right? And I'm sure you guys would agree with me. It's not meant to be boring. So it's let's enjoy the process and every stage and every step. And that's why the session like this is also here. So for all of the assessments you're taking, please make sure you also book that session that helps you to know the next step to take. Binga, why are you scoring 9? 9, that's so weird. So these are the career paths that are in demand. Now, for you to be able to lower that curve that is blocking you from getting a job, you need to join an internship that collapses that learning curve, right? And that's the Amdari internship, which gives you access to stakeholder meetings, clients' feedbacks, real business challenges, right? And also real tools that you've not used before that you can also use. You also get to collaborate. You are not working alone or in isolation when you come into the Amdari internship. You will not be working alone or in isolation. You'll be working with people and in a team. Then you'd also have 4 months of internship and a reference letter. You see that reference letter that I'm sure most people said, I don't know where to get a reference letter. I don't have anybody to give me a reference letter. You get it at Amdari. And you would see how getting a reference letter also helps somebody get a job in the course of the internship. So Amdari gives you that access to have experience working across different industries and different companies, and you get experience working with all of them. And it's tied to metrics, it's tied to business impact, it's tied to results. Now, like I said, now is the time to gain experience in these fields that are in demand. You all have taken a course in all of these career paths. You agree with me that recruiters are hiring for these roles, right? Even World Economic Forum shows it on the report. So what exactly is blocking you from getting a job? Yes, Peter, we optimize LinkedIn and also revamp your CV during the internship. Everything you get it during, even the free portfolio website, you get it during the internship. That's all that you get, right? Now, this is an example of someone that also got a job, and you can see her job title during her internship. She was Information Technology Project Manager, and she got a job as Information Technology Business Project Manager. Just 4 months into the program, she got the job, and she resumed in May. She started with us in January. So you can see that we didn't put intern on our profile, right? So that's what we do. We don't put intern on it. We don't want to reduce your chances of getting mid-level or senior level roles. And another thing I forgot to mention is the fact that most people in this program take part, end up getting senior level positions, right? So she got the job with Eclipse IT in the UK, as you can see right here. So you can also be that person. This is also another person in the program that is consistently building in public and showing up. And if you take part in this internship, you'll be working with tools like Excel, or as a data analyst now, Excel, SQL, Power BI, Tableau, and the likes. And you'll be working. Yes, Michael. So you would get a follow-up call from us. So I hope you fill the attendance form, because that's how you get a follow-up call from us. And also, I hope you also took part in the assessment test, because you'll be able to book a session where you can speak to me, right? I'm available every 1 p.m. on Mondays to Fridays, and my colleague is available 8 p.m. Mondays to Fridays, where we speak to you one-on-one with lesser people. Actually, that's why you see that we have different bookings. So you can select different times that you want to speak to us, right? Toby, Kayode says attendance is not linking. So you want to check that correctly, please. All right. So when you come into the program, you're not learning how to use Excel. No, you're using Excel to solve a business problem. So when you go for an interview, you can say that I use Excel to solve this problem for this business, and this was the result. The same thing with data scientists. You work with SQL, Excel, Azure, Python, Power BI, AWS, just to mention a few, right? And you get experience working on data cleaning and transformation, data reporting, exploratory data analysis, just to mention a few. And when you come in as a data engineering intern, you get to work with tools like SQL, Docker Studio, PySpark, Azure, AWS, just to mention a few. Now, I will be taking questions definitely at the start of this session. I will be taking questions. I see that a couple of people have questions, and I'm even seeing questions from Tolulope in the chat. Okay, my LinkedIn is Omowumi Victoria Samson. I'm trying to remember if that Omowumi has N or not. I think it doesn't. My LinkedIn doesn't have N. You know, Yoruba, my own Yoruba, the Omowumi does not have N, but Lagos people, they ended up putting N for me back then. Yes, Omowumi Victoria. So I want to type it. Samson. So maybe I'll drop the link for you also. Once I'm done, when I start attending to people's questions, I'll attend to it. So when you come into the program as a data engineer, these are the tools I use in solving problems. Then when you come in as a business analyst, you'd also get to work with Power BI, SQL, Excel. So there's something that one of the people that got a job, Lanre, said when we played the testimonial. I think that was at the start of the session. And she said that what helped her get a business analyst role was her knowledge of data analytics tools. And the fact that Amdari internship was what exposed her to it, because during your internship as a business analyst at Amdari, you're not just being a business analyst who just does process mapping and everything. You understand data deeply. Deeply. That's exactly what you do. No, Festus, you can see that I also have project management right here. So I'm getting to the other career paths. So you see them. So this is business analysis. This is project management here. So for project management, you get to work with teams and use tools like Confluence, Microsoft Project, Notion, Trello, Jira, and the like. Please bear in mind that in the course of this internship, you will not be working in isolation. You'll be working with teams. You'll be working with a team lead and you'll be reporting to stakeholders. It's an actual work environment. It's not a simulation. It's not practice project. It's not, oh, this is a website, go and start taking project. You can get, no. And we revamp your CV. We optimize your LinkedIn with you, right? We also have interview prep sessions with you every Thursday. Every Thursday, there is also the mock interview session where it's like a role play. So someone like Daniel can volunteer to be interviewed. Someone like Martha can be interviewed, or Kwasi, right? You can volunteer and say, oh, I want to be interviewed and all of that, and you will be interviewed. What that helps you do is gain confidence. At least the feedbacks from your team members and everything would let you know that, oh, you are doing good, or you can still improve, or you can still do better, and all of that, right? So that's exactly how you end up landing the job exactly, right? Now, the other part is the part where you're able to so yeah, there is also ethical hacking. So this is for Festus, right? Like I said at the start of this program, what it does exactly is it helps you to move from being just somebody that knows how to use a tool to what you've done with it. So as someone coming in as a cybersecurity professional, you can either come in as SOC analyst or ethical hacker or GRC specialist. And you would use tools like Splunk, Wireshark, Microsoft's Defender, and to mention a few, even Autopsy and the like. The same thing with ethical hacking, and the same thing with being a GRC professional. These are ways that this internship is helping. So this, I mean, we've seen some of these interviews, people that have gotten jobs. This is an example of a reference letter. It says, Olainka has nominated you to provide an employment reference for their application to Healthcare Ireland. So we provided the reference and this person got the job. Then this is another one. The above named has been offered a position as a systems analyst with our company and has provided your details as a referee. And that was how this person got the job also. So he got the job before they even got into the program. So I'll get to that right now, Martha. So that's how the internship was. So you might wonder what they did differently. They worked with real teams, they worked on real projects, and they also had access to real tech mentors. They had interview prep sessions and the likes, right? So I will get to, just a minute, a call is coming in. Just a minute, please. So I'll get to it shortly. Just a minute. Just a minute, please. Okay, so as I was saying, right? So that's exactly how the program helps you. So The essential thing that I would also like you to know is the next cohort is starting on the 8th of November. We just started one cohort today. We onboarded new interns. They got their internship confirmation letter and every little detail that they need, right? So for you to take part in this, the next cohort is starting on the 8th of October. Now, by virtue of being on this call, you will have access to free webinar only discounts, right? Now, this discount allows you to pay £390 instead of paying £500. And this discount is just between now and tomorrow night. So if you'd love to take advantage of this discount, I'll share the link to enroll, and you can pay in 3 installments. You don't have to pay all £390 today. You can, Kayode, you can still join if you pay between now and tomorrow, right? They had their onboarding today. So the first project they'll start working on is on Monday, right? Which is in 2 days' time. So yes, if you'd like to still join them, you can. I'll send the link right now. Just indicate that you want to join the cohort that started already when you fill the form, right? So I'm dropping it right now. So like I said, they just had their onboarding today, so this is the payment link that I just dropped. So yes, you can still join October cohort. They've not had their first project briefing, right? So you move on to this, and like I said, £390 is how much you use in securing your spot. And to start, just pay £130 today. Just a minute. Just a minute, please. So to start, just pay £130 today. £130 will be due on the 4th of October. And the next one, are we learning 5 skills as outlined, or it's one skill for that one, £390, Joshua? Is this not the onboarding session? No, this is more like a webinar. This is more like a webinar at all. So the onboarding session for the October cohorts happened today already. So the first project they'll be working on is on Monday. So you can still catch up. Your team can still brush you up and all of that. So if you secure your spot today, tomorrow, you can still have access to that. Like I said, just indicate. So let me show us how to quickly secure our spot, right? So when you click on the link that I shared, you will be redirected to this page right here. You will be redirected here. Just click on secure spot, right? Once you click on secure spot, just scroll down. I saw somebody say, oh, I'm interested in SOC. Just come here. You see SOC here. You see ethical hacking here. You see GRC here. Just scroll down and select the one that applies to you. Once you do that, go ahead and click on the program. So once you click on the program, you get redirected to the page where you can see the breakdown of the payment structure, right? I'll show us that real quick, all right? I'll show us that real quick. For everyone that has a question for me, just have it noted somewhere. So just follow the steps I'm taking. So if you want to take advantage of the discount that is ongoing, you will have to pay between now and tomorrow. So the page is still loading, guys. I don't know why it's taking so long. Just a minute. So you can see the payment breakdown. If you want to pay once, it's £390. If you want to pay twice, it's £195. If you want to pay 3 times, it's £130, £130, £130. If you pay £130 today, your next payment is due 4th of November, and the next one after this is due 4th of December. Click on proceed. That's okay. Yes, you're fine with that, and type your name, email address, and phone number. Once you do that, you get prompted to fill your card details. Fill your card details, and your payment is going to be successful, right? And yeah, your payments will be successful. So once your payment gets successful, you will get redirected to this page where you can fill this form. Fill the form with your name, your last name, your registration email, your country of residence, and your current status. So select it and just fill it as you see here, and then type your name, your phone number. So let's just type anything. So it's very easy. t@amdari.io. Click on next. So once you click on next, you're redirected here. Select the program you want to go for. It can be anyone that applies to you. Upload your payment receipt. Once you upload your payment receipt, you will get redirected. So just a minute, I am trying to upload my receipts. So let's just upload anything. Let me see what I can upload. Let me just upload this. Hope it's not too heavy. Let me just upload any picture. Okay, yeah. Let's just upload any picture. Okay. So just type the name on the account you used in paying, right? Read the terms and conditions, say yes, you read it. How did you find out about us? Is it through Instagram? Is it through LinkedIn? Is it through Twitter? Is it through YouTube? Whatever the case is, just select it. Is it through family and friends? Whatever the case is, select it. Pick the duration of the internship you're coming in for and when you intend to start, 8th of October. The next one after that is in December. Now, for those that want to start this month, right, you just still select, you want to join October, just still select November. Now here, when you're typing what influenced your decision, just type it and then still indicate that I want to start with the October cohort, right? Now, by virtue of being on this call, it means the session that influenced your decision is the Saturday info session. So just select the Saturday info session and click on submit, and your form submission is successful. That's how easy it is for you to secure your spot, right? So, Jimmy, the program is for 4 months. All the programs, 4 months, right? All the programs are for 4 months. So, I would be taking questions right now. Peter says, I'm actually interested in BA role, but I learned the BA role is almost being taken over by project management. How true is that? That's actually not true because data is involved in business analysis. Both roles are different, right? Both roles are different. The capacity level is different. One thing I just always say is that if you have both skills, that's perfect, right? If you have both skills, that's perfect. Project managers don't really deal with data, but BAs deal with data. BAs deal more with the larger scale of things. They can be managing multiple projects at a time. Project managers, you're just focused on either a project or, of course, yes, still more than one. But then at the same time, as a BA, you're more involved with the business side of things. So it's all encompassing for you. So the internship is for 3 months, but we're giving 1 extra month, Nafisat. So that's why it's 4 months. So the internship is for 3 months, but we're giving 1 extra month, right? So yeah, that's it exactly. So like I said, for those that are securing their spots already, please make sure that you fill the enrollment form. It is very, very important. And as you fill it and you type what influenced your decision, you have the opportunity to type there. So make sure you type that you want to join the October cohort. So once you enroll, you can start with the people that will be starting on Monday. How do you help solve suspended LinkedIn accounts? Okay, so you would have to let us know what caused the suspension, and there has to be a report also that we can make to the what's it called now, team, right? Just like, okay, my account is suspended, this is why. You just respond to some of their questions. So we have experts in-house, that's the employability specialist that will help you have access to that. So Seth, the internship is originally for 3 months, but we are giving you 1 extra month for free. So this enrollment is for 3 months internship, but there is an extra month that makes it 4 months in total. Does that answer your question, Seth? Does that answer your question? So like I said, I will start taking people's question now. So Lulope says, okay. After the 4 months internship, do you still give support if 100% if you are still job hunting or that's the end? No, we still give you support. We still give you job hunting support even after the internship and you need some form of assistance. Definitely. I am jealous. Why was every conversation about data analytics to be data engineers was okay? To be data engineers, we want attention. So Richard, this is actually for data engineers also. But Richard, I know you're already in the program. You were onboarded today, right? Am I correct? Because I was in your onboarding session. Richard, I remember exactly. So yes, what's the success rate of your student securing job on a scale of 1 to 10? I would say 4. Now, 4 because that's the number of people that get jobs. Now, one thing that people ask me, this question is very valid. The reason why it's valid is because when people say, oh, what happens to the remaining that didn't get a job? Why did they not get a job? Why did some people get a job? Some people didn't get a job. And I'll say the reason why some people didn't get a job is because they most likely were not as active The people that get jobs in the program get it as early as 7 weeks in, 2 months in, 3 months in. And what sets them apart is the fact that they are able to stay active. And that gives you everything through and through to position you to get a job. From mentorship to mock interview to CV revamp to LinkedIn optimization. And I told you that this mentorship and mock interview happens every Thursday. So you're prepped. And the project quality, even first project is good enough to help you get a job. So the people that have gotten jobs, they are these people that take total advantage, right, of everything that Amdari is offering them. Project, mentorship, all of it. So and then applying the strategies, right? Honestly, don't rely on job boards alone. You need to apply through different ways. That's one thing that sets you apart. That's why I gave the instance of those people that did stuff that are extra, right? Okay, what of product managers? Is it meant to be merged with project management? So yes, Olamide, I worked as a product manager and project manager. It's quite similar, and it's just that project management can be on any type of project, while product managers are typically IT related, right? So project management is purely what we have at Amdari, and we use the Scrum framework, and it's the Agile project management. So it's perfect for you, even if you want to chase a product management career. I have worked as web project manager and also product manager, right? So I can tell you for a fact. If I says, so what's the course timetable like? Also, is it on site, hybrid, or remote? It's remote, fully remote. And you're expected to commit at least 1 hour per day to the internship, right? So you're expected to commit at least 1 hour per day. Now, it's Mondays to Fridays, and every week, you guys are enjoying typing a lot. I was hoping to see people raise hands, but I'm seeing comments. Sorry, I'm seeing typing. I actually want to hear your voices, right? I really would like to hear your voices. But please give me a minute, just 1 minute, to open the door. Someone is at the door, so I need to quickly open the door, right? But please give me a minute. But while we are at it, I will like you to fill the attendance form if you're yet to. I'd like you to fill the attendance form, and if you'd like to speak to me within the week, Mondays to Fridays. I mentioned that I'm available 1 p.m. daily, and my colleague is available 8 p.m. daily. We would attend to every question that you have, right? And another thing that I need to mention is the fact that we would also provide you with all the support you need in the course of this internship. So just give me 1 minute to just quickly open the door. Please don't leave this call. So when I come back, I will take questions. Like, I would like to listen to people. Right, I'd like to listen to people, but I'm really glad that we have this much people on the call to this very point in time. So it's really exciting speaking to everybody. So I would really like to